Salute, salute, salute. Bow. What it is was that, and it's nocturnal thoughts. Real quick video, then I'm out the way. First topic. I'm gonna do 3 topics, and I'm out the way. First topic. Why did I think Terrence Bud Crawford picture illustration with him with the Triton and the shark? Why did I think that was corny? That bothered me a little bit because I'm like, I like art. I always like art. You know, art is very subjective, but I've always liked art since I was a youngin', you know. And it was a realistic illustration, Bud with the water coming up, with the Triton, with the shark impaled. Well, that's pretty cool, man. It's pretty dope. But something just looked off. I couldn't put my finger on it. Well, what put my finger on it, what my finger landed on, what I understood, what I don't like about the picture, is the fact that it looked like he got on some tight blue jeans on. Like, you know what I'm saying? Them super skin tight blue jeans. Now, I think it's supposed to be like a superhero, Aquaman type of pants. But it just didn't look right to me. It would have looked, first of all, it should have been a mermaid tail. Honestly, how realistic it looked. It was like you got the Triton, you're supposed to have the mermaid fin. But that really would have looked bad, you know. So not making it realistic, he should have had on some boxing shorts. If he would have had on some boxing shorts, I think it would have looked more like a Terrence Bud Crawford in the uniform, not in Aquaman pants, because I had to look at it a second time to understand, okay, those supposed to be superhero Aquaman pants, but it don't look right. It looked like he got on some tight blue jeans with his shirt off. and he don't look as cut as he's supposed to look. I just don't like the picture overall. I think it looks like a great illustration, but it just don't make you say, yeah, Terrence Bud Crawford, man, he about to beat Errol Spence. It looked like Terrence Bud Crawford with some tight ass jeans on with a Triton with a little shark on it, and that's cool. I can dig it. I salute it. I salute Terrence Bud Crawford, man, all the way. I salute both of these guys. This is my next topic. Somebody asked me, is this an Errol Spence platform? Okay. For whatever reason you got to even ask that shit. You know, first of all, I feel like Errol Spence and Terrence Bud Crawford, they two sides on the same coin. You know what I'm saying? Me personally, I feel like heads is the Spence side, and I feel like if you flip from heads, you're gonna land on heads like 52% of the time. So I don't think it's a straight 50-50 fight. I lean more towards Errol Spence, just because to me, Errol Spence, I think he's a better fighter than Terrence Bud Crawford, just to keep it simple. So is this a Spence channel? Yes. This is a Spence channel. I'm pro Spence on this channel. But is it a Terrence Bud Crawford channel as well? Yes. It's a boxing channel. I like to talk about boxing. All boxers of all races, all genders, all weight divisions, and even all, you know, time, from present to the past to the historians. I like to talk about boxing from every possible angle that intrigues me. But when you talk about Errol Spence versus Terrence Bud Crawford, who do I lean towards more? Who do I think is going to be the, you know, the one with their hand raised at the end of the fight? Errol Spence, to answer your question. Now, who do I think has more power? I'll be honest. I think that if you're talking about one punch power, I think that Terrence Bud Crawford has slightly slightly a little bit more power in just throwing one punch. Like they always say, he got more tools. All right. But say, I'm gonna put an analogy of baseball, then I'm gonna put it back in the analogy of boxing. Because I'm not a baseball person. I'm not a basketball person, not a football person, not a rugby person, not a hockey person, not a fucking, any other sport person, especially team sport. I'm a boxing person. So if it's baseball and you got one guy that can throw a fastball, this is Terrence Bud Crawford. He can throw a fastball. He can throw a screwball. He can throw a knuckleball. He can throw a curveball. He can, change up all of his speeds and drop it low and throw it high and curve it to all these things, right? But he got a good fastball. We only can throw it every once in a while. To me, that's Terrence Bud Crawford. He can throw a fastball a little faster than Errol Spence, but maybe only once here and there. Errol Spence can throw consistent fastball the whole baseball game. Strike you out, throw consistent fastballs all game. So back to boxing. If you had a punch, motherfuckers hit the little punching thing and it registers the punching power per square inch and it'd be motherfucker hit the shit and it's 888. And another motherfucker come hit it, boom. Terrence Bud Crawford hit it and it's 892, 895. If he hit it again, it dropped down at 890. He hit it again, it dropped down to 888. He hit it again, it dropped down to 870. He hit it again, 860. He hit it again, lower and lower and lower. And then he can maybe get a little second wind and get it back up to 180 again. But that first punch, that one punch, boom, he can get it a couple of centimeters, couple of per square inch. Look, I feel like Spence, with his style, he can hit it 888 every single punch consistently for 12 rounds. That's the difference. And I just like that grind. I like the grind. I think Errol Spence just grinds and grinds and grinds you down. And he just break you down. That's what I think when it comes to the power difference. Last topic I'm going to talk about, then I'm going to get out y'all way. I was listening to Gilly the Kid, and I guess dude named Wallow, the $1 Million Game. I never really watched their platform. I never have a reason to listen to their platform. I checked it out because the real Marlo said, man, he was watching an interview and Terrence Bud Crawford was talking about some things. And most of what Terrence Bud Crawford about, all this stuff was memory lane. Everybody that's making all these videos talking about all the stuff in the past, it's all mute points to me. All the resume talk, all the white noise, all that static, it's just mute points. None of that stuff is going to make, I don't care about none of that. The only thing that's going to matter is the fight. But there's two little things I did see that I'm like, Gilly the Kid and Wallow, they really kind of, if they wanted to, they could really get Terrence Bud Crawford, tongue-tied, tongue twisted and befuddled and baffled. But they didn't, and that's cool. I respect that. They shouldn't bring somebody on the show to try to ambush them and sabotage them and trap question them and shit like that. But at the same time, you can still see his points where Gilly the Kid really wanted to fuck around, because Terrence Bud Crawford is not a media person, and I see why he's not a media person, because he's not really worried about people taking his words and twisting his words and putting his shit out of context. He's just not good enough to be answering questions on the fly without really contradicting himself or twisting his own words up or being able to really articulate his shit and not trap himself. But to me, that's all kind of fun. The games, interviews, and all that stuff is fun stuff. It shouldn't get messy and ugly, and it shouldn't turn into, unnecessary squabbles and quarrels and debates and all that bullshit. But two things I did notice. I noticed a lot of shit. I'm just not going to talk about everything I noticed. But the two things I did notice, I keep it more on the shallow side. Gilly the Kid was talking about, man, you in shape. Terrence was flexing his guns. Hey, these little guns hurt. But Gilly was like, yeah, you down, man. You looking lean. It's all muscle. You 140. I said, this guy's little. And he was lean. But I'm like, but he in shape. Last time I saw you, man, you was like 170 or something. You had a little, like he had And the face on Bud just was, to me, it was comical. Because everybody always talk about how, Spence just gets so out of shape and he's so undisciplined, and Bud never gets out of shape, and Bud's always disciplined. I know his walk around weight probably is around 175-ish, but it's funny how Gilly was like, last time I saw you, man, you was kind of the, and Bud's face just was like, he had no rebuttals and no retorts. He really couldn't say nothing. Another thing, when Bud was going on talking about his little situation with Jerron Boots Ennis, I thought that almost turned into a bad look, because when they got on the phone with Bozy Ennis and they was kind of having a little back and forth, banter or a little back and forth chess match verbally wise, Bozy Ennis, when he said after they was back and forth, W this and IB blah 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 blah, and he was like, you picked David Avanesian. Why did you pick David? You could have picked us. But you chose David Avanesian. Once again, Terrence make that face. I mean, Terrence don't have a really good poker face. He just don't. And when he made that face, and he was a loss for words, and it just be like little checkmates, but we gonna keep everything kind of professional and not let it turn into this big altercation. You know what I'm saying? You had Wallow and Gilly kind of making sure they was a buffer in between the little conversation. But at the same time, it's just like, them shits be dead giveaways. I'm just not gonna harp on it because there's mute points. Once again, when they fight, I put it like this. It's just a fight to me. Let the best man win. I got Spence winning, period. But whoever wins this fight, they both get a proper salute. As simple as that. You know what I'm saying? And I'm a type of person that they say eating crow. I don't know, that's what they call it, whatever. To me, if you pick a fighter to win and he lose, it is what it is. I just be like, okay, let's break down how this fight went. But all the other shit is just, to me, irrelevant. Because I don't care about, I'm not a sore loser or a sore winner. It's just boxing. You know what I'm saying? It's just boxing. Boxing wins. And if Errol Spence wins this fight, he gets a salute from me. He gets a salute from me. That's it. Just like if Terrence Bud Crawford was to win this fight, he'd just get a salute from me. And that's it. Period, point blank. Salute.